My background is computer science, so I come from the IT world, and when I went to school, we were still learning coding on punch cards, and the internet was still a black screen with white text on it. And I don't think anybody could predict what the internet and e-commerce and all of the things we're doing with mobile banking uh, would would unravel in terms of opportunities and business models. And I think we're still kind of learning through that. And the AI technology in its various forms, and particularly generative AI, which is the form we're dealing with now, is at the stage where I think the internet was in the early 2000s. So we know that technology exists, we know how it works, but I think we're still figuring out what are the business models, what are the use cases, what are the applications, what are the risks, right? What can we do with it in a meaningful way? What's value adding? What are the threats? So I think it's too early to. I wish I had a crystal ball where I could say this is where AI is going, but I think it's too early for that. This is a very interesting question, and I'm going to change the angle of it a little bit to look at it from the perspective of the nature of human work. We went from a society where everybody was self-sufficient and grew their own food and did their own things and generated value that was sufficient to exist and coexist. And then we moved to a society where specialization became very important, to the extent where we became super specialized in one aspect of a much bigger role in an organization or in society. And I think to some degree the pendulum is swinging back to where now we have to start being accountable and take ownership of multiple aspects of work again, because technologies and AI have taken away some of the need to be super specialized in some areas. So going back to what are human skills in terms of, again, accountability, ownership, curiosity. So to me, it's not about starting a business and what it takes to start a successful business. It's more about that entrepreneurial mindset. Right, and you can have that entrepreneurial mindset working for a big corporation. You can have an entrepreneurial mindset being a professor at an academic institution. But it's really about understanding how do you provide value to not just a very specific job function, but how do you take accountability and ownership of the multiple facets around your job. And I think an entrepreneur embodies that in the fullest when they started, because they're not just, I know a lot of great inventors that are not good entrepreneurs, because as an entrepreneur, it's not just the idea, but it's everything around it. It's the marketing, it's the managing of people, it's the accounting, it's all of these other functions that you also have to be good at to be successful. So I think that's really important today. My advice to everybody, not just young people, is to stay curious. I think that we lose that over the years as we age and we get ingrained in our ways. And given how the world is today, how fast changing technologies are, but also the business model, also geopolitical issues, having an agile mind, being open to change and not resisting to change is going to be really important. So stay curious, be open to change, and be open to always learning things as you go.